Final alert. Archangel Michael is not whispering today. He is screaming across the heavens, his voice trembling through the corridors of eternity, echoing into your soul at this very moment. You are standing at the edge of something irreversible. 10 seconds. That is all that remains between you and a choice that could either anchor you in God's hand or push you outside His covering forever. This is not a gentle message. This is not a soft reminder. This is a divine interruption. A heavenly warning so loud that it pierces through every distraction surrounding you. Listen carefully. The gates of destiny are not always open. There comes a time when heaven closes the door, when the scroll of your life moves to its next chapter, and the chance to act expires. And Michael is shouting, yes, shouting, because you are dangerously close to missing it. Feel the weight of this moment. Your spirit already knows something is shifting. Your dreams have been heavy, your thoughts unsettled. The delays, the battles, the confusion, they've all been leading to this crossroads. But now, heaven has paused everything just to reach you. The hand of God has been stretched out over your life, covering you, shielding you, guiding you. But Archangel Michael sees what you cannot. He sees how close the enemy has come. He sees the traps laid beneath your feet. And he is crying out with holy urgency, do not let go. Do not lose God's hand now. Breathe in the reality of this truth. 10 seconds is not just a number. It is a countdown, a final alert before heaven moves. And you must decide if you will open your spirit to receive or turn away and risk losing the very covering that has carried you this far. You have felt it, haven't you? That trembling in your chest, that inner voice telling you something bigger is at stake. It is not fear, it is recognition. Your soul knows this moment is divine. Archangel Michael is not speaking into the air. He is speaking to you, right now, because there are names being erased from the book of divine opportunities, destinies being cut off, paths being closed forever, and He does not want yours to be among them. This is why He screams, because He sees how close you are to breakthrough and how close you are to loss. Will you ignore it? Or will you rise even now and hold tightly to the hand of God before the gates of destiny close forever? The countdown has begun, and heaven is waiting for your answer. There are moments in your life where you feel like the world doesn't see you. Your smile covers the ache, your daily routine hides the exhaustion, and deep inside, there is a voice that whispers, "How much longer can I carry this?" This voice has been with you for years. It rises when you're alone at night. It speaks when the lights are off, when the distractions are gone. It comes when no one is watching, and you realize how heavy your heart has become. The truth is, you've carried pain that others would have crumbled under. You've endured losses that left scars invisible to the eye. People may see you moving forward, but they do not know the silent battles you fought within your soul. You've known betrayal. You've felt abandonment. You've experienced the loneliness of giving love and not receiving it back. At times, it felt as though heaven itself was silent. You prayed, but no answer came. You cried, but no comfort seemed to reach you. And so you wondered, did God forget me? Did heaven close its doors on me? Yet, here you are, still breathing, still standing, still searching for light in the darkness. That alone tells a story. It tells of your endurance. It tells of your resilience. It tells that even when you thought you were breaking, something greater was carrying you through. But let's be honest, the weight has been unbearable at times. You've woken up with the heaviness pressing against your chest. You've carried memories that sting like open wounds. You've asked yourself why it feels like you are always chosen for trials. There were nights you wanted to give up. There were days you whispered to yourself, I can't do this anymore. But somehow you did. Somehow you got up. Somehow you survived the storm. And yet, even survival feels heavy when the heart is tired. Even breathing feels like labor when the soul is weary. Your pain is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is the kind of pain that shapes destinies, the kind of struggle that refines souls. This is why the spiritual realm has been watching you so closely. The truth is, Every tear you've shed has been noticed. Not a single cry of your heart was wasted. Not a single night of agony went unseen. Heaven recorded it all. Every heartbreak, every silent prayer, every moment you forced yourself to keep walking, even when your feet were trembling. There is a mystery in your suffering, and though the world cannot explain it, heaven can. Your soul was chosen to walk through fire not because you were abandoned, but because you were destined to emerge with a strength the world cannot destroy. The pain you've carried is not punishment. It has been a preparation. Every broken relationship, every closed door, every unfair loss, each one carved something into your spirit that no human power could give. It carved wisdom. It carved compassion. It carved endurance. And now, those very scars will become the marks of your rising. But here is what you must understand. Heaven is not asking you to keep carrying this pain alone. For too long, you've been the one holding everything together. For too long, you've been the silent warrior, fighting battles that drained you in secret. For too long, you've convinced yourself that you had to be strong, even when you were breaking inside. That is why the message has come to you now. Because the season of carrying alone is ending. The season of silent suffering is closing. And the season of divine intervention is breaking open. Think of it this way. You've been climbing a steep mountain with no rope. Your hands are cut, your body bruised, and you're on the edge of collapse. But what you could not see is that a heavenly hand was always just above you. And now that hand is reaching down. This is the moment when the burden begins to lift. This is the moment when the pain you've carried becomes the very proof of your breakthrough. Because what you've endured has not been in vain. Your soul has been tempered like steel. Your faith has been purified like gold. And your destiny has been sharpened by every trial. Pause for a moment. Feel these words in your spirit. You are not crazy for feeling tired. You are not weak for wanting rest. You are not faithless for questioning why. You are human. And heaven has always known the fragility of your heart. But you are more than human too. There is divinity within you. There is a spark that cannot be extinguished, and that spark is what has kept you alive until now. The truth is, your pain has already begun to transform into power, even if you don't see it yet, even if you can't feel it yet. The shift has already started. This is why the message today feels urgent, because you are standing on the edge of something new, and in order for you to step into it, you must know your pain was real. Your struggles were valid. Your exhaustion was understood. But none of it was the end. It was the beginning of a greater story. And now that story is ready to unfold, so breathe deeply. Let your heart know this truth. You are not unseen. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. The heavens have recorded your trials. The angels have guarded your nights. And even in silence, God's hand was upon you. Your pain has been acknowledged. Your suffering has been validated, and now your healing is on its way. The heavens are roaring tonight. Archangel Michael stands at the front lines of a battle you cannot see. And though your eyes may not witness it, your spirit has felt the tension, the heaviness, the pull between light and darkness. You have been sensing it in your dreams. You have been feeling it in your restlessness. Every strange delay, every sudden opposition, every shadow of fear, these are not coincidences. They are signals of warfare unfolding in the invisible realm around you. Michael is not whispering tonight, he is screaming, because the forces aligned against you are not ordinary. They are strategic, precise, and desperate. They want to sever you from God's hand before your breakthrough is released. Do you feel the weight of this moment? The reason the opposition has been so intense is because the destiny written over your name is almost ready to be delivered. And the enemy knows, if he can shake you now, if he can distract you now, if he can weaken your faith now, he may snatch what heaven has already prepared. But Archangel Michael has drawn his sword, the very sword that glows with divine fire, and it is being raised in your defense. This is not just a story. This is your reality. The delays that left you in despair were crafted by demonic forces. The betrayals that cut your heart were arrows from the enemy's hand. The fear that whispers, "You are forgotten," is the serpent's venom. And yet, here stands Michael, burning, radiant, unstoppable. His voice breaks through the veil between heaven and earth, and what he declares is simple: you will not be overtaken if you choose the hand of God. But here lies the urgency. Michael warns that the war is not passive. You cannot sleep through it. You cannot ignore it. Every prayer matters, every decision matters. Every hesitation gives ground to the enemy. This is why your nights have been restless. This is why your spirit has been stirred, because heaven is trying to wake you. You are not in a small fight. You are in the fight for your inheritance, the inheritance of peace, the inheritance of divine favor, the inheritance of promises God spoke over your life before you were born. Michael declares that the darkness has overplayed its hand. What was designed to destroy you will now expose the enemy's weakness. The very pit dug for you will become the enemy's own grave. But you must rise into position. You must clothe yourself in the armor of light. You must resist the whispers of despair. For the enemy is screaming, "You are too late," and Michael is screaming louder, "You are right on time, but only if you move now." The sword is drawn, the battle lines are set, and Michael declares this: the chains that held your family are breaking. The cycles that kept you bound are ending. The curse spoken against your name is being burned away, but you cannot stand silent. Lift your spirit now, do not shrink in fear, for the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. Your inheritance is waiting, your miracle is waiting, but heaven is watching to see if you will answer the call. Michael's scream shakes the unseen. Rise, warrior of God. Stand, for the battle is here, and your victory is already written in the blood of the Lamb. This is not a time to delay. This is not a time to doubt. It is the final alert. Because the enemy's last strike is always his strongest, but the light of heaven is stronger still. Tonight, choose to step under the hand of God. Choose to remain covered by his presence, because the gates of destiny are swinging open, and only those who rise in faith will walk through them. There are moments when the heavens open for only a brief window, moments where divine light pierces through the ordinary, and a message of destiny descends like thunder upon the earth. This is one of those moments for you. Archangel Michael is showing a vision. It is not a soft whisper, it is a blazing fire, a storm of warning and promise intertwined. I see a scroll unrolling before the throne of God, and on this scroll is written your name. But the ink glows faintly, flickering as though heaven itself is testing the weight of your faith. Listen carefully. Michael's voice echoes through the heavens, crying out, "Your path is being measured, your choices are being recorded, your time is being counted." This is not fear, it is awakening. For I see in this vision a great divide. To the left, a road covered in shadows, where thousands walk blindly into the traps of despair. To the right, a narrow path lined with light, where only those who hear the divine call dare to step. And in the center, there you stand, trembling at the crossroads. Do you not feel it? The heaviness pressing on your spirit. The battle between what is slipping away and what is still waiting for you. Archangel Michael is lifting his sword. It is not lifted to destroy you, but to cut through the chains that have bound your destiny. Chains of delay, chains of confusion, chains of fear that have whispered lies into your ears for far too long. In this vision, I see the heavens releasing 3 doors. The first door glows with the golden light of provision. This is the door that carries financial restoration, answered prayers, and breakthroughs you have begged for in silence. The second door shines like sapphire blue, the door of healing, of wounds mended, of health restored, not just to the body, but also to the spirit. The third door is a brilliant white, almost blinding, the door of destiny where divine assignments, relationships, and callings align with heaven's timing. But hear this: the doors do not stay open forever. Michael is crying out because the gates are trembling. They are beginning to close, and only those who respond with faith, only those who awaken now, will step through before heaven seals them shut. Do not let the enemy convince you that you are forgotten. I see clearly, you are not forgotten. Even in the times you cried alone, even in the nights you thought heaven was silent, your name was still etched into the hands of the Eternal One. And yet, This vision is urgent. Michael shows me an hourglass, the sands nearly running out. Each grain that falls is a decision, an action, a prayer not spoken, a faith not acted upon. When the final grain falls, heaven moves forward. Will your name still burn brightly on that scroll, or will it fade into silence? Child of light, you are being called into a turning point. Do not confuse this as coincidence. This is heaven's direct intervention. Michael is screaming because your destiny is too precious to be lost in delay. I see another vision, an enemy's hand trying to blot out your name with ink of darkness. But then, Michael slams his sword onto the scroll, and the dark ink evaporates like smoke. This is the warfare you could not see. The unseen battles already being fought over your life. But you must act. Prophecy requires participation. Vision demands response. The gates of destiny are not opened by hesitation. They are opened by faith, by obedience, by surrender. As I speak, heaven is watching your response. Angels are waiting for your decision. The doors are before you, but the step is yours to take. This is not the hour to delay. This is the hour to rise. Michael whispers again, do not look back, do not doubt, for your name is written and your destiny waits. Take this as your sign. Take this as your divine confirmation. The visions of heaven are being laid at your feet right now. Choose the light. Choose the destiny written for you since the beginning of time. The voice of heaven does not speak in vain. When Archangel Michael lifts his sword and calls your name, it is because the Eternal One has prepared something extraordinary for you. But listen carefully. The greatest danger in this moment is not that the enemy rises against you. The greatest danger is that you might hesitate and miss the hand of God stretched toward you right now. Pause and let these words burn into your spirit. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are standing at the very threshold of promises that generations prayed to see. Archangel Michael is amplifying the voice of God's covenant over you. He is saying, child of light, heaven has already written your name into miracles. But if you turn away now, if you delay, the ink will fade and your blessing will be passed to another. This is not a moment to fear. This is a moment to rise. Because with every attack of darkness, God has been secretly multiplying the measure of blessing He intends for you. Every tear you shed was not wasted. Each pain was transformed into oil for your anointing. Every betrayal became the soil in which God planted your next miracle. Hear this truth. When the enemy tried to bury you, heaven was already whispering to the angels, now is the time to lift them higher. That is why you feel the intensity right now, because your miracle is not ordinary. It is weighty, it is divine, it is the kind of breakthrough that shifts generations. Archangel Michael declares that God has promised you a restoration so complete that even your enemies will say, surely the Lord has favored them. A healing so deep that not even the scars of your past will remain visible. A provision so overflowing that you will bless others without fear of running empty. A destiny so radiant that those who once mocked you will look at your life and tremble. But let me reveal something hidden. The promise of God is never passive. It is like a seed. It is placed in your hand, but it requires your faith to activate. If you hold the seed and refuse to plant it, it will never bear fruit. If you delay when heaven is shouting now, the gates of destiny will close before your eyes. This is why Archangel Michael is not whispering. He is screaming. He is shaking the heavens and the earth to awaken you. You are standing in the countdown of destiny. Every second matters. Every choice matters. And heaven is watching for your response. Child of God, you must hear this. The delay in your life was not denial. It was preparation. The waiting was not punishment. It was God aligning you with the exact moment where the promise would shine brightest. And that moment is now. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword to cut away every spiritual chain that tried to hold you back. He has opened the scroll of remembrance before the throne. And your name is glowing. Your prayers are written there. Your cries are written there. Your destiny is written there. But the scroll is not permanent unless you step into it with faith. If you shrink back, heaven will close it. If you rise up, heaven will seal it with fire. Right now, the Spirit of God is whispering promises that the enemy cannot erase. You will not die in the valley. You will not drown in the storm. You will not be left behind while others rise. No. You will walk through the valley and come out crowned. You will ride the storm and land in destiny. You will rise above the tide and shine as a beacon of light. Archangel Michael says, your Father has marked this as your season of divine reversal. Everything that was meant to harm you is turning to help you. Everything stolen is being multiplied. Every door that slammed shut is about to swing wide with double favor. And here is the mystery. Your promise is not only for you. Your breakthrough is connected to the lives of others who are waiting for you to rise. There are souls tied to your obedience. There are families waiting for your testimony. There are nations waiting for your voice. That is why the pressure feels unbearable. Because heaven has placed within you a promise that cannot fail. But you must act. You must respond. You must say, yes, Lord, I will not let the gates close on me. Archangel Michael is not only guarding you, he is pushing you forward. He is tearing apart the veil of delay. He is amplifying the voice of heaven until you cannot ignore it. Child of God, this is the hour to grab hold of the promise. This is the moment to believe, to declare, to rise. The oil of promise is dripping upon your head. The fire of destiny is burning in your hands. The scroll of heaven is waiting for your seal. Do not let hesitation rob you. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let the enemy's lies distract you. Lift your heart, lift your voice, lift your spirit and say, Father, I claim every promise. I receive every blessing. I refuse to step back, for I know my name is written in the book of life. When you speak these words, the gates of heaven begin to shake. The angels gather. The darkness trembles, and the promise of God begins to manifest in your reality. The air around you is trembling. Heaven is sounding the final trumpet of warning. Archangel Michael's voice is no longer gentle, it is loud, it is urgent, it is impossible to ignore. You are standing at the edge of two paths, one leading into the light of God's eternal hand, and the other into the abyss of forgotten names. Right now, heaven has given you seconds, not days, moments, not years. This is not another gentle nudge. This is the last alert before the gates of destiny slam shut. Do you feel the pull in your spirit, that tightness in your chest, that voice whispering, "Don't delay"? That is not your imagination. That is heaven breaking through the noise of your world to save you before it's too late. Archangel Michael is screaming, because your name, your blessing, your miracle is hanging by a thread. Every delay, every hesitation, every second wasted pushes you closer to losing the divine covering that has shielded you all these years. Pause for a moment. Think back on the countless times you should have been destroyed, but you weren't. The accident you narrowly escaped. The sickness that should have taken your life. The betrayal that should have broken you forever. Yet you survived. Why? Because God's hand was over you. But Archangel Michael is warning. God's hand is about to lift if you don't awaken now. This is the last stretch, the last cry, the last chance before the covering that has protected you is withdrawn. The enemy knows this too. That is why he has increased distractions around you. That is why sudden confusion, fear, and doubt have been overwhelming your mind. Because he knows if you delay just a little longer, your window of destiny will vanish. Heaven is saying, do not delay. The scroll of your life is open right now. Angels are looking at your name, but hesitation is dangerous. Heaven is ready to move in your favor, but the gate is about to close. Imagine a massive golden door before you, shining with eternal light. It is slowly closing. Archangel Michael is holding it open with his sword of fire, screaming at you to step through. But once it shuts, no power on earth can open it again. The urgency is not to scare you, it is to awaken you. You cannot keep living numb to heaven's call. Your breakthrough, your healing, your divine inheritance is literally within reach, but you must grab it before it's erased from your destiny. The Spirit says, every second matters. This very moment is sacred. Heaven is watching how you respond. Will you rise? Will you choose God's hand over fear? Or will you let hesitation steal your miracle? Archangel Michael's voice grows louder. You cannot afford another delay. You cannot afford another day of waiting. The final alarm has been sounded. Step into obedience now before the gates of destiny close forever. And so I tell you, this is your final alert. Don't look to tomorrow. Don't wait for another sign. The sign is here. The warning is here. The angelic cry is here. Your choice will echo through eternity. Will heaven record your name in light or watch it fade into silence? The moment is now. The hand is extended. The voice is screaming. The gate is closing. Step into destiny before it's too late. The visions grow heavier now. The final veil begins to tear. And Archangel Michael lifts his sword, pointing it straight into the timeline of your destiny. He shows me a vision of your name, written in fire. It is glowing but flickering, as if the flame of heaven is trying to hold it, yet the winds of darkness are fighting to extinguish it. Your name is not forgotten, but it is contested. Michael says, the scroll of destiny has not yet closed, but if they delay, if they hesitate, the ink of eternity will dry without them. I see a clock, its hands spinning violently. 10 seconds, 9, 8. It does not move like earthly time. It accelerates, collapses, then expands again. Heaven's countdown is different, but its finality is unshakable. The gates of destiny are not made of stone, they are made of light, and once they close, no human hand can pry them open. Only obedience, only surrender, only faith. Archangel Michael raises his voice, not a whisper, but a scream across eternity. He says, tell them their soul is standing at the doorway. Tell them heaven has shouted their name, but they cannot treat it as common. This is the final alert. I see flashes, visions of people who ignored the signs, doors that shut before they could walk through, opportunities lost, prayers unanswered, because they thought they had more time. But the truth is, time itself is a gift that heaven can withdraw. Michael shows me another vision, a flame burning in the center of your chest. It is not just your spirit, it is your assignment, your calling, your divine purpose. And he warns, if they let this flame die, generations will walk in darkness because of their silence. The urgency is not just about you, it is about everyone tied to your obedience. When you answer heaven, you do not only rescue your own destiny, you open doors for your bloodline, your children, and every soul assigned to your light. I see rivers of light stretching out from you, touching cities, families, nations. But if the gates close now, those rivers dry before they can ever flow. This is why Michael is screaming. This is why heaven is shaking your spirit tonight. The vision intensifies. I see two paths before you. One is narrow, glowing, filled with angelic guardians. The other is wide, covered in shadows, filled with seductive distractions. Both paths call your name, but only one leads to life. Michael says, do not be deceived. The wide path will feel easier, but it is a trap. The narrow path may feel costly, but it is eternal. And then he slams his sword into the ground. The earth shakes in the vision. Chains shatter. Curses break. But the sound is also a warning. The ground beneath the undecided is cracking. There is no middle ground anymore. You must choose. The angel's eyes burn like lightning, and he declares, final visions are being released. Those who are awake will see them. Those who are asleep will miss them. And when the gates close, their chance closes with it. I see your name again. Now it is surrounded by both light and shadow, pulling it in opposite directions. But Michael presses his hand over it, saying, if they respond now, heaven will claim this name forever. If they delay, heaven will erase it from the scroll of divine assignments. The vision softens for a moment. I see you kneeling, your hands lifted, your tears falling like diamonds into the soil of eternity, and where your tears fall, new roots grow. This is the sign that repentance, surrender, and obedience still unlock miracles. Michael leans close. He whispers, not with softness, but with authority. Tell them they are one decision away from their forever. Tell them their yes is the sound that will stop the countdown. Tell them their surrender is what will keep their name alive in the fire of heaven. The vision fades, but his final words echo louder than thunder. Final alert, final vision, final choice. Do not wait. This is the last call. The heavens are stirring, and the angels are moving into their final alignment. Archangel Michael is not whispering anymore. He is roaring. His voice shakes the unseen, and it echoes into your very spirit. This is the moment of final activation. For so long, you have been standing at the doorway of your destiny. You have been sensing it, you have been dreaming of it, you have been yearning for it. But heaven is telling you now, time will not wait forever. The gate of eternity does not swing open endlessly. It opens in appointed times. And this is one of those appointed times. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword lifted. The fire of heaven burns around him. He declares, if you rise in this moment, God himself will secure your name in light. But if you hesitate, if you delay, your destiny will slip like sand between your fingers. This is why the urgency feels so heavy right now. This is why you feel the tremble in your chest. It is not fear, it is activation. The Spirit of God is pressing you into obedience, pressing you into courage, pressing you into surrender. You have cried for breakthrough. You have pleaded for a sign. You have prayed for a miracle. This is the answer. It is not coming tomorrow. It is not arriving next year. It is standing before you right now. The angels are saying, heaven is ready, but are you? Archangel Michael shows you a scroll. On that scroll is your name. The ink glows with golden fire. But there is a countdown. The glow begins to dim, and with every passing second, your choice determines if it burns brighter or fades into nothing. You cannot play with this moment. You cannot ignore it. You cannot postpone it. This is where the eternal and the earthly collide. This is where your faith must become action. This is where your yes unlocks the hand of God. The Spirit says, you are not too late, but you are almost out of time. Do not mistake the stillness of this moment for safety. The silence is not absence. The silence is the weight of heaven waiting for your decision. Michael reminds you, the enemy wants delay. The enemy wants distraction. The enemy wants hesitation. Because hesitation is defeat, but activation is victory. Look deeper into your spirit. Do you feel it? The trembling in your chest is not weakness. It is fire. The quickening in your breath is not anxiety. It is the wind of the Spirit. The pounding of your heart is not fear. It is destiny hammering on the walls of your soul. Heaven is saying, rise now, step forward now, activate now. You are being asked to make a holy exchange. Your doubt for faith, your fear for courage, your delay for obedience, your past for your future. Archangel Michael places a sword in your hand. It burns with blue fire. It feels heavy, but also alive. This sword is your authority. This sword is your final weapon. With it, you will break curses. With it, you will silence the voice of the enemy. With it, you will cut the ties that have bound your destiny. But here is the truth. The sword is useless if you refuse to lift it. The sword is powerless if you do not strike. The sword waits for your yes. Final activation requires action. Final activation requires surrender. Final activation requires faith that does not look back. The gates of heaven are glowing. They are not closing yet, but they are swinging slower. You must move now. You must believe now. You must step now. Archangel Michael shouts, do not lose God's hand. Do not miss the call. Do not let heaven erase what was meant to be eternal. Your name is being written in light. Invisible daggers meant to pierce your hope, to exhaust your faith, to make you surrender before the victory has even begun. But just as the dagger is raised, the shield of Michael descends. A shield not of iron or wood, but of radiant light that no shadow can pierce. The dagger breaks. The whisper dies. And hope breathes again within you. Michael's presence does not mean battles will disappear. It means you will never face them unarmed. It means that even when the night feels endless, the dawn is already prepared. For what you cannot yet see has already been written in the higher scrolls of heaven. In visions given through generations, Michael is shown as the great defender, standing upon mountains that burn with holy fire. But his defense is not just for nations or kingdoms. It is for every soul who has been marked by struggle, every heart that has cried silently into the night, thinking no one heard. Michael heard. He always hears. And tonight, his message unfolds with a weight you cannot ignore. He says that heaven has not forgotten the battles you fought when no one was watching, the tears you held back so no one would see, the times you gave without receiving, the silent sacrifices that cost you more than anyone will ever know. They were not wasted. They were recorded, every one of them. And Michael has been sent as a witness of your endurance. But more than a witness, he is the one sent to tip the scales, because what has been delayed can no longer be delayed. What has been restrained by forces of shadow will now break open like a sealed gate struck by fire. In the unseen corridors of your life, movements are already happening, people being aligned, doors quietly unlocking, paths forming where only walls stood before. And if you wonder why these shifts seem sudden, it is because Michael has been fighting on your behalf long before you realized the battle was even there. He has struck down unseen hands that tried to steal what belonged to you. He has silenced voices that plotted in secret against you. He has redirected storms that were meant to destroy you. But he also asks you to understand this. With every act of divine defense, there is also a divine test. The test is whether you will still trust when the answer does not arrive instantly, whether you will still walk when the path looks hidden, whether you will still stand when the weight feels unbearable. For faith is not proven in the light, it is forged in the dark. And those who endure the dark are the ones who will carry the flame of victory into the dawn. Michael says, "Do not mistake silence for absence. When heaven seems quiet, it is because the battle is fierce. But silence does not mean abandonment. It means strategy. Even in the silence, the armies of heaven are moving. Even in the silence, the hand of protection has not lifted. Even in the silence, your name is being spoken in the halls of light." And as this battle shifts in your favor, Michael warns you not to be distracted. Because as blessings begin to approach, distractions will rise even louder. People will appear with false promises. Opportunities will shine but carry poison underneath. Not every open door is from heaven. Some doors are crafted to lure you into traps. This is why Michael stands, not just as a protector, but as a discerner. He is not only cutting down enemies, but also exposing deceivers. He is not only shielding your steps, but also guiding your choices. And now he brings you to a moment of revelation. The very struggles you thought were designed to destroy you were actually shaping you into the one who could carry the mantle of breakthrough. Without the nights of doubt, you would not know the weight of faith. Without the loneliness, you would not know the strength of divine companionship. Without the delays, you would not recognize the value of perfect timing. This is why tonight is unlike any other. Because tonight you are not just listening, you are being awakened. Awakened to the reality that you are not alone. Awakened to the truth that heaven has already moved. Awakened to the power that has always been guarding you, even in your most fragile hours. And when you walk from this moment into tomorrow, you will not walk as one who is unprotected. You will walk as one who carries the mark of divine protection, the shield of heavenly fire, and the promise that no shadow can overturn what has already been written in light. Michael stands. And because he stands, you will not fall. Archangel Michael's presence is like a divine fire that cannot be extinguished. When he enters your life, he does not come quietly. He arrives with force, with clarity, and with the undeniable power of heaven. And in this moment, he is showing you a truth that cannot be ignored. You have been sensing something shifting around you. Maybe it comes as a sudden restlessness in your spirit. Maybe it appears in strange signs repeating before your eyes. Or perhaps it feels like a gentle whisper telling you that time is running short. Michael is here to confirm that these signs are not random. They are heaven's way of shaking you awake before the enemy can distract you completely. For too long, negative forces have been circling, hoping to steal your focus and weaken your light. But the Archangel is standing in their path now, declaring that you will not be taken. He says you have been chosen because your soul carries a flame that cannot be dimmed. Even in your moments of doubt, your heart has called out for truth, for protection, and for God's guidance. That cry did not go unheard. The heavens moved, and Michael himself was sent as your guardian in this very hour. Think of the battles you've faced recently, Those invisible struggles where you felt drained, attacked, or misunderstood. It wasn't just circumstance. It was a direct attempt to pull you away from your divine alignment. And yet, here you are, still standing, still listening, still seeking the higher path. That is proof of your strength and proof of heaven's hand upon you. Michael wants you to know that your destiny is far greater than the pain you've endured. The tears, the delays, the heartbreak, all of it was preparing you for a breakthrough that will not be stopped. And that breakthrough is closer than you realize. But you must not let go of God's hand now. Even now, angels are forming a shield around you. They are blocking arrows that were meant to pierce you. They are silencing voices that were meant to discourage you. And they are opening a doorway that only you can walk through. Michael says, do not look backward anymore. The past is closed. The wounds are being sealed. The betrayals are losing their grip. You are stepping into a season of divine justice, where every wrong against you will be overturned, and every hidden blessing will be revealed. But he also warns you must stay awake. This is not the time to doubt or to hesitate. This is the time to trust the signs, to listen closely, and to walk boldly in faith, for what is coming will not wait forever. Heaven's window is open now, but you must move through it before it closes. There comes a time in every soul's journey when the veil between the seen and the unseen grows thinner. Archangel Michael whispers that you are now standing in such a moment. It is not coincidence that you are hearing these words. It is alignment. It is the signal that heaven has chosen you to awaken to a higher calling, to step beyond the ordinary into the extraordinary. When life feels heavy, when doubts flood your mind, you may believe you are abandoned, but the truth is, you are surrounded by an army of light. Archangel Michael says, do not fear the shadows, for they only appear when you are standing in the presence of great light. Pause here and breathe that truth in. Every difficulty you've faced, every heartbreak you've endured, every rejection you've carried, none of it was meant to destroy you. It was shaping you, sharpening your spirit, teaching you to rely not on the shifting ground of this world, but on the eternal hand of God guiding your path. Archangel Michael reminds you that heaven has recorded every tear, every silent prayer you thought no one heard, every plea you whispered in the middle of the night, and the answer is coming. But you must stay awake, you must remain open, you must walk with courage when the temptation to quit becomes strongest. Michael shows you a vision, a golden door standing before you. This door has always been part of your destiny, but it only opens when you choose faith over fear. Behind it lies restoration, provision, peace, and a life that feels aligned with divine timing. The enemy tries to whisper that you are late, that you missed your chance, that it is over, but heaven laughs at such lies. Michael says, child of light, you are not late, you are right on time, for nothing can delay what God has already written in your name. Pause and feel those words soften the weight you've been carrying. There are people connected to your destiny waiting for you to rise. There are blessings with your name engraved upon them, waiting for you to step forward. There are breakthroughs designed not just for your benefit, but for the healing of those around you. You are not small. You are not forgotten. You are a chosen vessel. Archangel Michael reminds you that the sword he carries is not only for battle but also for protection. He has been shielding you from dangers you did not even see. The accidents that never happened, the betrayals that were blocked, the spiritual attacks that never reached you, that was not luck, that was protection. And now Michael is asking you to trust the same hand of God that preserved you to also guide you into what is next. Take this moment to remember, faith is not the absence of fear, it is choosing to move forward despite it. Every great destiny has a season of testing. Every divine promise is preceded by a wilderness. Even when it feels silent, heaven is still at work. Archangel Michael leans close and says, do not confuse delay with denial. What you have asked for is already written in heaven's decree. Keep walking, keep trusting, keep standing. This is your confirmation that the storm is not the end of your story. The light is about to break through. But Michael also warns, do not grow careless. Guard your thoughts, protect your spirit. Surround yourself with voices of faith, not fear. For what you feed your soul will either strengthen your wings or weaken them. Heaven has invested too much in you for you to give up now. Pause and picture yourself standing tall, with Michael's blazing wings surrounding you. His presence burns away fear, leaving only clarity and strength. The struggles you've faced have been loud, but the breakthrough that is coming will be louder. The enemy wanted to silence you, but instead you will rise and become a testimony. Michael says, "When you rise, others will rise with you. Your courage will unlock courage in those who are watching. Your story will become the proof that God still answers prayers." You have been chosen not only to receive light, but to carry it forward. Take this as your reminder. Miracles do not always come with fanfare. Sometimes they arrive quietly, like dawn breaking after a long night. Stay expectant. Keep your heart tuned to heaven. The answer may already be closer than you think. And when it comes, give thanks. Not just with words, but by living boldly, by trusting deeply, and by walking in the authority that has always been yours. Archangel Michael ends this message with fire in his voice. Rise, child of God. Heaven is with you. Your name is written, your path is protected.